Don't they know I'm busy spoiling myself?
A lot of people had a lot of things to say when I announced publicly that I was autistic. And my primary response is, are you really that surprised? The clip we just played was literally, it wasn't footage for the video. That's what I do before I start talking and filming and recording for you. If you ain't got it by now, then you just ain't getting it. You know who does get it? Illymation. Illymation is a legendary animation channel, and she has done 2 animations about autism and what it's like. And it is my job, I mean literally my job, this is what I do for a living, to review it! Maybe I can relate to Illymation in a way that most reaction people can't. What I will say very quickly though, every autistic person is different, just like how every human is different. So just because Illy experiences something in some way, doesn't mean I experience it in the exact same way, or the next autistic person, etc. I am also male, and Illy is not. We probably have very different brains, but in a lot of ways, probably very similar. Times I should have realized I was autistic. This honestly sounds also very relatable for me. I know I'm gonna have a lot to say about this one. And then the other one, dating when you're autistic. Now for this one, I am going to bring my beautiful GF Lola, but we're gonna start with the solo, okay? I'm extremely excited for this video. If you're excited, if you could boop the like button for me right now, that would be cool. Also subscribe if you haven't. And have some water and a snack and all of that stuff, because we're chilling today. We're chilling out and we're watching some animations, okay? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
About a year ago, I was diagnosed with ADHD, also known as awesome disorder.
Yeah!
Yeah! No, it stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. However, since I've begun to tame my ADHD, I noticed there's still something.
That was
something
me too.
different about how I interact with the world.
That was me too.
And I've always felt that something ever since I was a kid. And looking back on it now, I think that something is autism. Autism, or autism spectrum disorder, is a developmental disorder that impacts the nervous system and impairs the ability to communicate and interact.
Yes.
At least that's the, definition.
Yes.
Quick disclaimer. As you watch this video and learn about my specific symptoms, keep in mind that, yeah, you could be somewhere on the spectrum too. But please also understand that these symptoms are a lot like ingredients to a recipe. So just because you've got some tomatoes in boiling water doesn't necessarily mean your brain's making spaghetti.
Doesn't necessarily make it a pizza. Huh? See, this is how me and Illy are different. I thought she was gonna say pizza, and she said spaghetti. Case in point, not all autistic people are the same.
And that's literally what she's saying right now.
It could be making ravioli, or lasagna, or any other pasta.
Pizza!
And if you took this metaphor literally, you might be autistic. Doing the dishes because of the smells and sounds and slimes. I was obsessed with everything having to do with cats and would often dominate conversations just to talk about my interests. I found maintaining eye contact to be very unnatural and uncomfortable, and I'd cry at the sound of automatic flushing toilets.
Aww.
And honestly, I still find the sound very overwhelming.
It's not nice. I mean, it's not a nice sound.
But the response to this was always, you're being dramatic.
You're just different. You're not autistic. You're just different. Oh my goodness. We'll get into it, okay? We'll get into it. Let's just take our time.
You're being dramatic. Or you talk too much. Or you're so sensitive. And to be fair, that's what it looked like on the outside. Who doesn't think dirty dishes are gross? Who isn't passionate about their interests?
I really do.
Who didn't find jeans to be itchy and refused to wear them until their parents forced them to in 7th grade? Oh, just me then? Fair enough. My point is, a lot of autistic behaviors and reactions can fly under the radar, you know?
Valid.
When the criteria for recognizing autism was first created, it was rooted in very old, outdated, and prejudiced perspectives.
Word.
It only considered the experience of young white boys. Therefore, due to social constructs like, girls are so emotional, my supposed overreactions to things were just chalked up to the F I got on my birth.
This is so true, actually. I wish Lola said she's not coming in until the next video, but I wish she could talk about this, because I've definitely learned so much about this recently, where women and girls aren't diagnosed as like frequently as males are, because there's like more expectations and like more strictness of like, you have to act like this is not an option. Whereas I think because boys are like more allowed to express themselves and be different and kind of be allowed to be different, they're diagnosed more frequently. That's something I've learned a lot about recently.
And I can only imagine how much worse it is for people who aren't white like me. So for a while, I internalized this feedback. It felt like the phrase, just be yourself, applied to everyone except me, specifically.
True.
But newsflash, in case you haven't noticed, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in. Have you ever seen me without this stupid hoodie on?
No.
At times where I wasn't sure how to respond or react.
Wait a minute, is that a thing too? Because I swear I wore the same hoodie every day for like 2 years. Is that another thing? See this? If this was pointed out to me sooner, maybe I would have accepted my reality a bit sooner. Oh my goodness.
What? It's just an ordinary hoodie. Oh my goodness!
SpongeBob reference.
At times where I wasn't sure how to respond or react properly, I'd study how others would act and try acting more like them.
That must be right.
More normal. This is called masking, which sometimes worked.
Yes.
And sometimes it didn't.
Yes.
Back when I was 11, I was on this weekend retreat kind of thing for church, but I didn't have many close friends in my youth group because they found me weird and didn't really like interacting with me. I also didn't have many friends in school.
No.
In fact, I was getting bullied for unknown reasons.
Unknown, exactly.
Oh,
it's unknown
wow.
at the time.
Okay. Point is, I didn't know how to interact with people properly, but I knew mimicking how others interacted with me kind of worked. So we get to the lake, and there's this giant cross in the middle. We get out of the van, and this one kid grabs his bags and says, "Ooh, I can't wait to get inside." And he runs ahead of us. So I, mimicking the kinds of things that worked for other kids,
do the same thing.
To say, and I can't wait to see you trip and fall.
What? What? Not socially acceptable.
At night. So yeah, I didn't understand why being myself wasn't allowed or why copying other people wasn't working, so I tried doing nothing.
Aww.
I did my best to quiet my brain and hide the person I was, which was so easy. Oh, all right, that's good to hear. Oh, no, I was being sarcastic.
Okay.
Oh man, it's okay. Dry humor and sarcasm sometimes goes over my head and right into my fragile heart, too.
Okay, what on earth is going on in Minecraft?
Dude, did you just destroy my bed? Yes. I hate you. Wait, what? You do? You mean it? What? No, I was joking. Why would you joke about that?
It's a real experience. There's a real experience. No, for real, I've always gotten like weirdly irked when people jokingly are like, "Oh, I hate you." Like, "Oh, guys, I hate you so much." I'm a keep it real. I'm a keep it real. Not to put anyone on blast because this is a normal thing that people do commonly. When I worked on Dope or Nope, which is a channel that I used to edit for in like 2019, there was one cast member who every time like someone like did something funny or whatever, they'd just be like, I hate you guys so much. I hate you so much. That was like their main thing, and it's like that always bothered me. Like, how is that your reaction? I don't know. That's just not nice. I don't like it. I don't like it. And so yeah, Illy, I relate to this behavior. Also, we can talk more about masking later, perhaps. I don't want to pause this too much, but the main thing I wanted to say, actually no, this is too big a conversation. The masking conversation is too big a conversation. We'll get to it.
If I explain it, it's not funny anymore. It wasn't that funny to begin with.
Meow.
Dude. So yeah, all my life I've felt like my brain was shaped like a bean, but everyone else's was shaped like
ravioli.
Like a legume.
Oh,
which I think is different. Difference.
Mercury retrograde. That's funny.
Okay, yeah, beans are legumes, but not all legumes are beans.
This is like one of my
peas,
videos.
Lentils, and peanuts are not beans, but are legumes. Yeah. This world was made for tough nuts. And I am a squishy little chickpea. And sometimes I could swing it, tossing my garbanzos into recipes and hoping things worked out.
Tossing a couple garbanzos?
I couldn't, because I can't. Like, how would you feel if you bit into your Reese's cup and found out it was a bean cup?
What? That'd be horrible.
Do you think they want to be there? Look at them. This is what what
That'd be
looks like.
horrible.
I would know, because no matter what I do differently or how hard I try, this is my brain. This is how it works.
Aw.
So life can really suck if you're atypical. People look at you weird,
Valid.
treat you differently,
Valid.
infantilize you, ignore you, take advantage of you, or even hurt you.
Valid.
However, something important I should point out is there's nothing wrong with me or anyone who is neurodivergent, no matter where they are on the spectrum or how you perceive them. There's nothing about us to be cured. Like I said,
Agreed,
the world
I
just
agree.
isn't made by or for beings like us. I don't know, Illy. You don't seem autistic.
Oh
Wait,
my gosh.
What do you mean I don't seem
Oh
autistic?
my gosh. Thank goodness I have my videos to make it clear. Because, like, genuinely, this. Okay, we'll talk about masking now. Let's talk about it now. As she was saying, masking is basically, in the most blunt, like, simple terms, it's like pretending to be normal. Like, trying to cover up the parts of you that are different so that you're not judged and you're not treated differently. I'm saying, like, thank goodness I have these videos because it's like, I feel like the videos is where, like, the mask comes off, like, for totally. For me, it's like either I'm around my closest friends or I'm recording a video. Like, those are like the two times when it's like, Future said it best, mask off, you know? Mask off.
Mask on. Mask on. Mask on. Mask on.
Because yes, you know, I've had people literally that I've like dated say like, oh, you're not autistic. What an absolutely horrible thing to say. Like, what an actually horrible thing to say to a person. I told you like one of the most personal things about me and then you say no. Like invalidating my entire life story, essentially. You know? There are people that are that bad, and if they do, that is a red flag. If you're an autistic person and you hear someone say that to you, cut them out of your life. I'm serious. Because that is messed up. And Illy has gone through the same thing.
You don't seem autistic. Wait, what? What do you mean I don't seem autistic? Well, you don't act autistic. You have a job, you talk to people, and you can take care of yourself. So you think autistic people can't be smart or capable? No, it's not what I'm saying. It's just you don't look autistic. So you think autistic people can't be hot? What? No, I just mean, do you think that I'm hot? No, it just, you're great. It's just, I don't think you're autistic. Like, my cousin is autistic. He's nonverbal.
It's called a spectrum,
He has to wear headphones everywhere so he doesn't get overstimulated, and he really, really likes trains. And you're nothing like him.
It's called a spectrum!
I'm nothing like him. We're two completely different people. That's why it's called autism spectrum disorder, not you act like my little cousin disorder.
Yeah.
I'm on one end of the spectrum where I don't need assistance caring for myself.
Oh,
Does that mean I'm not autistic? No. I still experience a lot of sensory problems that interfere with my life on a daily basis, especially when it comes to touch and sound.
Okay, this is a perfect example. She's cleaning some dishes, talking about sensory sensitivities. One of my biggest ones is I cannot like clean the dishes of someone else's dishes if it's got like food that I don't eat on it. Like it genuinely it makes me like genuinely so uncomfortable. And that's like one of the most like obvious sensory things for me. So throughout my life, what I always did, if I used a dish, I would clean it immediately and put it away so that I would never have a like net positive effect like on the dirty dishes. It's like I cleaned up everything of mine. Do not make me touch your dishes. I am begging you, please. That was my approach in life.
If I'm in a situation that's too noisy for me or in pants that are too itchy, I know that if I can't remove myself from this overstimulating issue
It's
or
tough.
find a way to cope through it, I could shut down and become nonverbal.
Yeah.
And then you'll see me act autistic, which happens. And it sucks.
That's like
it
me
feels
too.
like my body locks up and my brain goes offline.
That's
But
like
the
me
worst
too.
part is, to everyone else, I just look like this. Good job, Alyssa. You're being so well behaved. Honestly, what I
My
really needed
gosh.
back then was a pair of noise-canceling headphones and some gloves to do the dishes. But I didn't know that.
Valid.
My parents didn't know that. My teachers didn't know that.
Same.
Because all they saw was this over-talkative, forgetful, distracted kid finally sitting still and doing as they're told. Whether we understand it or not, though, some autistic people need more or less accommodations than others.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make them more or less autistic, or faking it even. Like, You might only need glasses to see better when you're reading. Meanwhile, I need glasses all the time to see anything at all. But that doesn't mean you're faking it for attention.
Oh,
Again,
good
these nuances
analogy.
among individual disabled experiences just highlight all the things we need to change to make the world more understanding and accessible to everyone. Bean or legume? Well, still, you shouldn't self-diagnose. Autism is serious. It's not some internet trend. Yeah, I agree. Self-diagnosing yourself or faking a disability just to take advantage of the systems in place is really scummy. However, policing disabled people via vigilante justice is not the solution you think it is. Because disabled people
Get them illy. Yes. None of their business. None of their business whatsoever. What age you got diagnosed at, your specific experiences. You don't earn a badge of, hey, I've been diagnosed as autistic for 20 years. Now I'm autism level 70. Like, nope, I still went through my whole life being autistic. Just because I didn't learn properly until later doesn't mean I didn't live my whole life like that, you know? Autism isn't a thing that just clicks on when you learn about its existence, you know?
Policing disabled people via vigilante justice is not the solution you think it is. Because disabled people deal with enough unnecessary crap from abled people. And doctors,
Valid.
sadly. If it turns out you're not autistic, but you do find training your dog to lay on your chest helps curb your sensory-related panic attacks, please do that. You're not taking away any resources from anyone else by simply taking care of yourself. And honestly, if you don't believe I fit the DSM-5 criteria for autism spectrum disorder after hearing all the things I listed about my own individual autistic experience, I don't care. Because again, when the standards for autism have historically only represented quirked up white boys with a little bit of swag and a special interest in trains, you're gonna miss
Are you saying I have swag, illy? My goodness. I've never felt so complimented in my life. No, I'm just kidding. I agree with everything that Illy is saying right now. Honestly, this is like warming my heart, and I totally agree with quite literally everything she's saying. So I love this.
Whenever I feel imposter syndrome towards my place on the spectrum, I've just been telling myself, well, if I was a little boy, would a mother use this opportunity to lean over and explain to her wide-eyed child what autism is? And usually the answer is yes. I think they would. Or better
no.
yet,
I mean, maybe it's because I grew up in the 90s, but no. It was certainly not a topic in my household. It was just, hey, why is Robert 4.5 years old and he still just speaks like why is he not saying words yet? You know? God forbid it turns out that there's a mental disorder there. You know? Oh no, Robert's just different. He just doesn't talk until he's 5. That's all it is. Totally normal.
Or better yet, if you think you may be autistic and want an informed opinion, talk to your autistic friends about it. That's what I did. And that's why I made this video. Thank you, Kit, for helping me with the script. But I don't have any autistic friends, you say. And to that I say, I'm pretty sure you do. But if not, I encourage you to find a safe online community that is just as jazzed about your special interests as you are.
Yeah,
so with that,
valid.
Thank you for watching my videos. Like it if you liked it so I know. Subscribe to see more stories. Please watch my video about Cats the Musical. And as always, stay safe.
Okay, instant boop of the like button. That was legendary. I loved that. That was so good. That was so good. But my friends, it is time to go deeper. And in order to do that, we have to bring in a special guest who I didn't, I kind of just told you to walk in. We didn't really do a big reveal, did we? So, hello, Lola!
Hey, I'm about to go on my date.
Oh, wait, are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, don't be stressed. Just be yourself. And just, don't scare her away.
Act normal.
Sorry. Are you Alyssa?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Alyssa, and as of early 2023, I've been dating this really sweet guy who I'd love to finally introduce you all to.
Hi,
But although I'm very excited to share this good news, I don't want to share too much. We deserve our privacy, you know?
I agree.
So you guys
Heck
can call
yeah.
me Kermit.
Because he did a really good
Wow, epic Kermit impression. I wish I could do that. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Can
kidding.
you do the same laugh he did?
I don't even, that didn't sound like
It sounded like Kermit.
Whatever, anyways. And no, I have no idea how to do a Kermit voice, but Kermit knows how to do a Kermit voice. I have no idea how to do that. What I will say, man, what a cute avatar.
For both of them?
No, well,
Oh.
yeah, I mean, I love Illy's design of herself. I've always loved that. But she drew her boyfriend so cute. Honestly, because imagine you date an animator and they draw you like super ugly. that would be
think
awful.
they would do that.
Well, not intentional. Maybe it's not intentional. Maybe they just do it. But anyways, he's adorbs.
My favorite part is their eyebrows are on their hair.
Oh yeah, that's always a great cartoonish element. But also, privacy is cool. I respect Illy. The internet's crazy. People are insane. Have a private life. That's cool.
So you guys can call me Kermit.
because he did a really good Kermit the Frog impression, which is why I swiped right. You heard it here, folks. Last year, I was on quite a few dating apps looking for that special someone, which, by the way, if you're lucky enough to have never reluctantly downloaded an app to find someone who will love you, here's what that modern hell tastes like. First, you create your profile and pick some pictures for everyone to judge how attractive
I wish
you
I had
are.
a giraffe
No pressure,
picture.
of course. I made sure to choose pictures that not only captured my good side, but also showed off my quirkiness.
Good,
Like me
that's
holding
important.
a giant
That's
sword.
cute.
I found it better to show, not tell, about the autism lurking beneath me. Because when I
Yeah.
don't lead any introductions with, oh, and by the way, I'm autistic, people either got weird around me, or were weirdly mean to me, or started treating me like I was 6. I am 26. Or worst of all,
That is genuinely a very tough part, is when do you say it? When do you tell the person, and how do you tell the person, you know? Because I have had people, even just me saying like I had ADHD, I've had people just ghost as soon as I say that. It's like, what is wrong with you? You know?
Yeah. I don't even think you told me you were autistic. You never
Just kind of slipped out one day and...
He had very telltale signs. I think when he explained his favorite video game like 10 different times over and over, the entire storyline plot, and then was like, you have to watch this, you have to watch this part. Like, look at it right here.
What
This
game?
is when...
Paper Mario?
What game were you playing?
Crash Bandicoot?
It was Crash Bandicoot.
Was it Crash Bandicoot?
Yes, he played like 1,000 hours of that, and you had me watch every single level while you played, and then you'd be like, wait, I didn't do it right. I gotta go back and get the... What?
You have to get the box! Okay, let's go.
worst of all, what? You're not autistic. What? What do you mean? Well, you're nothing like my little cousin. He's like obsessed with trains. Oh.
Shut up about the trains!
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm obsessed with planes, so guess
Can't
I'm
be.
disqualified.
Yeah, can't be.
That was an autism joke. So yeah, autism, dating, the wooing, the courtship, and this
Hullabaloo.
doesn't mix, doesn't help. So don't ask, don't tell,
Animal
and they'll
Crossing
never know.
poster.
Now, the next excruciating step in this process, autistic or not, arises when you start swiping. Okay, Gabriel, 25.
Imagine your entire life together.
25 people are in this.
Oh no. Oh no! That's a problem whether you're autistic or not.
Whatever. Next. Huh? Is that a Subway? Oh, they're hiring. And online dating is grueling. Wait, what the? Is that?
You?
That's me. But I'm me. An additional problem I run into as an influencer
No
is
way.
that some people like to steal my photos to do a little catfishing.
Oh my
Oh my
On the
gosh.
other end of this,
That's probably happened to me and I just don't know about it. Like that's probably like people have probably done that to me and I don't go on the internet so I don't even know, you know? At this point, you know?
That reminds me of when like people used to ask celebrities, hey, can you hold up a sign? I need to send it in. I'm a catfish of you. Do you remember that?
No.
And people would hold up a sign or they'd be like, can you hold up a fork? That was really old.
I have not seen. No, that's funny. Like put a shoe on your head to convince
Yeah.
this person. Yeah. Homies, there is one important thing I want to say to you really quickly. One, if you enjoy this video, make sure you are supporting illymation. She's awesome and I love everything she said in these videos. And it means a lot to me and you should subscribe and support her channel. But also, the last time I looked at illymation, my video did get copyright claimed, so I didn't make any money off of it. So that'll probably happen again. And if you want to support me, I would appreciate it if after this video, you just checked out some other videos of mine and ones that are not copyright claimed and you will enjoy them. And I would appreciate that. So that's what you can do after this if you want to support me, because we're still working very hard on this video and we would appreciate your support. Thank you.
to do a little catfishing. But on the other end of this dastardly spectrum, that was an autism joke. Those who come across my actual profile will doubt it is really me and report me.
No!
That's how I got banned from Tinder. Not clickbait.
Wow.
Emotional.
No way. That's crazy.
It's rough out here, man.
That's crazy.
So after that failure, I did some Googling and found a dating app for influencers. And I wasn't influential enough to get in.
That's sad.
So after that failure, I tried Hinge. Thankfully, Hinge has a verification feature to ensure the person you're talking to really is the same person in their photos, which
Good
is
stuff.
why I didn't get banned. Thanks, Hinge. Mwah. So I swipe, I see a cute guy doing a Kermit the Frog impression. He sees my massive sword. We match, we meet up, and we really hit it off on our first date.
Nice.
I remember both of us getting way too excited when we saw Hush Puppies on the menu, because we were both born and raised Southern Belles turned
In Hushland.
California girls who hadn't had a good Hush Puppy in years.
You're a born and raised. Well, kind of. What are you?
Whoa, hang on!
Are you? When did you come to California?
When I was like 10.
When you were 10. So you're a born and raised. Well, you're a raised California girl. You're not a born California girl.
Correct.
Do you love a good hush puppy?
I've actually never had a hush puppy. I also don't know what's in the middle of it.
Okay, I don't know what a hush puppy is. I just know that name. It's a great name. That's a great name.
Can we name our dog that?
Hush, puppy, hush! You shut up, puppy! Shut up, hush! Yeah, I'll shout that at our dog. I would never shout at a dog unless it bites me and then I'm mad, or not mad but sad.
You can't be upset. You know, he didn't know better.
No, Kuma's bit me a couple times, and I tell him he's a stupid idiot, but he doesn't understand, so it's fine. You know, I don't. Actually do anything bad to him. I just tell him he's a stupid. That's the least I can do. You know, when my finger is cut, like, you stupid dingus, come out. You know, it's the least I can do. It's called venting. Look it up.
And thus, we shared in our misery when the waitress informed us they weren't actually hush puppies.
What?
They were just deep-fried mashed potatoes.
They were just quiet dogs.
Great, but it just made us miss Southern cuisine. And if you don't know what a hush puppy is, bless your heart, y'all are missing out. The point is, it was a bonding moment. And
that's a SpongeBob reference.
Waitress.
That's cute.
Green flag. But as we waited for our food and talked about other Southern dishes we missed, my mind couldn't help but wander to the autistic elephant in the room. Me. I was the autistic elephant. This guy seemed really sweet so far, but eventually I'd have to have the autism talk.
Well, at that point, it's like they already like you.
He'd still see me the same, or deal with it if he didn't.
They already like you.
So I took a deep breath and I told him, just so you know, because I feel it's important to say, I'm autistic.
Is he gonna be like, yeah, I know? Do you think that's what it's gonna be?
Maybe he'll say he's autistic too.
Ooh.
I only recently talked with a therapist and found that out, but yeah, I can get overwhelmed easily over things that other people might find weird or stupid. And I need a recovery time, usually alone, to feel better.
Yeah, that's fine.
After something like that happens.
That's fine.
So, yeah, just wanted to put that out there.
Oh yeah, I totally get what you mean. I'm autistic too.
Ah, I knew it.
You are?
Called it.
Wait, so does that mean you're obsessed with trains?
What, Illy?
I am.
Illy, you became the one thing you swore to destroy. You became the one thing you swore to destroy. Anyways, that's funny.
I bet he likes planes too.
Wait, so does that mean you're obsessed with trains?
No, but I am really into planes.
Me too! Kermit went on to explain that he was formally diagnosed as a kid, but his parents didn't tell him he was autistic until he was about 19 because...
My parents denied
They
it.
didn't want me to use it as a crutch.
Uh-huh.
I think that was kind of it
So
too.
how was your childhood being autistic, but literally everyone knowing except you?
It was difficult. There were things that I had mentioned to my parents that I didn't realize were autistic traits, like masking. Well, I didn't know what the word was, but I would tell my mom that I felt like I was putting up a mask for everybody.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I could never feel like I could be my true self in front of like friends or in front of other people. And I felt like I would have been very off-putting to other people for being who I was.
It was then we were really able to get to
Relatable.
know each other and relate to our secret autistic childhoods. Kermit told me this story where he wanted to ask a girl to prom, but he was scared to because he was known as the weird kid and didn't think that interaction would go well. Nevertheless, he found the courage and went for it.
Tap her on the shoulder. I'm like, hey, would you like to go to prom with me? And then she smiles.
I heard you're weird!
And she says, why?
What?
Why?
Yeah, and in that moment, went straight to autism. Like, my eyes dropped to the ground.
Because when you go to a dance, it is fun, and when you bring a person, it is a more enjoyable experience. He should answer that question literally, you know? Careful what you wish for, you know? Don't ask me why if you don't want to know why, you know?
To autism. Like, my eyes dropped to the ground.
You were like, this is not going to plan.
I look, she's already gone. She's in a different class. She left me high and dry.
She's already talking to her friends like this weirdo.
Yeah, she's like, moron.
Now, even though I didn't have that exact same experience, I could relate to Kermit's struggles in approaching someone romantically. Dating and flirting and all of that is already a delicate dance of cat and mouse if you're not autistic. But if you are, and if you're like me, you might find yourself constantly tiptoeing the line between just trying to interact like others expect you to, but not so much that people get the wrong idea. A lot of autistic people exhibit masking behaviors. In order to avoid bullying or ostracization, autistic people will often mirror body language, hold very intense and deliberate eye contact, stim or fidget in ways that are less detectable.
Do I mirror body? I feel like I don't mirror body language. I feel like I have my own.
No, you don't mirror body language.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because I can't see myself, so you would be the one to know if I do that.
No, you usually don't.
Okay, cool.
You also don't really keep intense eye contact either.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of those things you just learn eventually. But yeah, I've done I don't know. Sometimes it is a conscious thing of like, this does happen actually. There are times when I'm like, how much time do I spend looking directly and how much time do I spend not looking directly?
You already calculating that up. Yeah, that's autistic.
Yeah, that does happen.
Most people don't even think about that.
Holds very intense and deliberate eye contact, stim or fidget in ways that are less detectable,
that animation not finished?
And speak less about themselves.
No, it's like she's
and
writing in a
interests,
notebook,
and instead,
doodling.
Shift the focus to the person they're talking to. You know, make ourselves smaller so you don't notice our inherent quirks. On the inside, it feels like balancing 10 spinning plates while also interviewing someone. But on the outside, it looks like this. So yeah, work's been kind of crazy, but working on my truck really helps take my mind off things.
Good, that's good.
Like a DIY project. I love those.
What the heck is DIY?
What kind of work do you do on your truck? Man, I'm so glad you asked.
Oh, no.
You're not like those other girls.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, there's nothing worse than accidentally signing up for a long conversation about something you do not care about. And I have probably put so many people through that experience that I am in no place to complain about it. That's my life. That's my channel. That's my everything. You know?
Yeah.
So thank goodness I found you guys who enjoy the tangents and the ramblings.
When someone comes across an autistic person like myself, they'll often describe me as bubbly, silly, occasionally blunt, and unabashedly passionate, though very talkative about my interests. But
unabashedly passionate, also known as unabashionate.
But since I'm also undeniably weird and hang out with other fellow weird girls, we are prone to growing a I'm not like other girls complex, which isn't healthy, but that's usually the box neurodivergent girls find themselves in due to the ostracization or bullying from their peers. And so, if wearing I'm not like other girls as a badge of honor is the only way to make your autistic self more likable in middle school, you're probably going to go down that route. My point here is, if you are disabled, you know it is a lot harder to navigate the world and achieve major life milestones than your non-disabled peers.
True.
Growing up, I always thought there was something inherently wrong with me, because things like friends and dating just seem so easy and natural for everyone, except me. But as the first date with Kermit turned into the second, the third, and so on, I realized this was the first time I'd be dating someone where we were both autistic and acutely aware of how that impacted our everyday lives, which ended up being kind of a big deal. A couple months back, we went to Universal Studios with a bunch of friends to experience the new Super Mario World. It had just opened and it was super busy, so Kermit and I were determined to get there early to beat the crowds. Now, obviously, driving in traffic is not very autism friendly. Honestly, not neurotypical friendly either.
Okay, yeah, so cut me some slack. Cut me some slack.
I do cut you slack. You don't have your license.
Why do you have to word it like that? I drove in Canada all the time. When I lived
years ago.
Yes, when I lived in the suburbs, I was fine with driving. But in the city, in the busiest city with notoriously some of the worst traffic in the world, oh my, yeah, I don't like driving.
Okay, I understand, and that's why I drive us everywhere.
Not very autism friendly. Honestly, not neurotypical friendly either. Traffic on the 5 is actually quite the hostile environment, but it wiped us out much more than we anticipated. There's this thing called spoon theory, originally coined by those with chronic illnesses, if I'm not mistaken, that helps explain why some seemingly simple, everyday tasks like doing dishes, running errands, or driving on the highway can take more energy out of them than others who don't live with a chronic illness. They have a limited amount of spoonfuls of energy that they must be aware of to avoid doing too much and getting hurt or burnt out. But spoon theory has also been a great visualization tool for those on the neurodivergent spectrum too, because our disability is invisible. That's why it's important to keep in mind your daily limits to avoid feelings of dysregulation, or as I like to call it, turning evil. Because when I'm overwhelmed by too many sensory problems, I shut down, and any words that do escape my mouth are usually very blunt. Unlike this knife. So, traffic, driving, honking, stop, go, brake check, siren, cop car, hard stop, honking, all that took a lot more spoons than we thought it would, which left Kermit and I
and they're gonna get to Mario World and without any spoons. That's sad.
Maybe they'll take a nap in the car.
Yeah, just go get a ice cream and ask for an extra spoon.
Which left Kermit and I rather low on spoons and a little evil. But we made it.
They turned into Bowser.
Until a whole family
He wanted to be Luigi, but he turned into Waluigi.
So we waited out our dysregulated storm clouds with deep breaths, quiet time, and mindfulness. And about 15 minutes later, a couple park workers came over to open the gate. But they let us know we were going to be led into the park slowly, as a group. No cutting, no running,
this family's
and no
gonna cut.
pushing. And I'm thinking, well, yeah,
Sounds
of course.
Great. People are gonna cut, and then she's gonna get mad.
There, but it was mostly 20 and 30-something-year-olds decked out in Mario merch. I may have looked cringe in my Daisy from Mario Tennis casual cosplay next to a Minion statue, but I was certainly not prepared for any cringe crowd behavior. But as soon as those workers turned their backs, a bunch of people started running around, ducking in and out of the crowd to get closer, cutting, pushing, so they stopped us, yelled at people, started again, stopped, yelled, start, stop. It was just traffic on the 5 on foot. I hate this.
So that's something that I think this probably bothers most people, but I definitely have experienced this, where it's like you're given an instruction and everyone else is not following it, but you are, and it's like the most annoying. I think that everyone feels that way though, right? You know?
I don't think everybody feels that way.
Well, because those people are the people who aren't obeying by the rules.
Yeah.
You know?
So all those rule breakers are probably like, yeah, shortcuts we're running through.
Monsters.
And I thought this madness would ease up once we reached the escalators, because everyone who was cutting and running would have to submit to the single file little staircases, but out of nowhere. Hey, whoa, dude, why are you pushing?
Oh, no.
You pushed both of us, dude. We all saw you. Spoon theory turned to straw theory real quick, because that was the last straw, baby. Straw sucked up all the energy I had left. Gone were our typical people-pleasing, I'm sorry,
mask off!
No, we were evil, and we didn't give a Kermit gets in front of me, he towers over this dude. Did I mention my boyfriend is 6'3"? And then he punches him square in the chest. And people were still cutting, running, and pushing around us, but now rubbernecking at this incident. Meanwhile, the park workers, who honestly don't get paid enough to deal with this, so I don't blame them, were way down the escalators, so there was no one to break it up. So I stand between them, and I'm like, cool your jets, dude, it's Mario World.
Yeah, you're a grown man.
But he pushes in front of us, cuts the line, and then just stands on the escalator.
Oh, it's gonna be hard for them to be happy now.
very slowly.
It's gonna bother them.
Like, ooh, yeah, you're gonna be first in line now. Ooh, yeah. That made a difference. And then he turned around and kept trying to, like, argue with us about it. I was saying maybe you should push people.
Dude, shut up.
You got it.
Yeah, shut up.
I'm sure no one would expect fisticuffs at 8 in the morning in front of a cardboard cutout of Princess Peach.
I would
But
hope not.
man, was I surprised and relieved that other people spoke up.
Aw,
One couple on the escalator asked Kermit if he was okay and said if we wanted to go to guest services, they'd go with us as witnesses.
Aw.
We didn't because we were honestly really shaken up by it and just wanted to go on the Mario Kart ride and go home. But I don't know, man. Just a bunch of people decked out in cringy Nintendo shirts at 8 a.m., yelling at a Goomba of a man, had a weird way of restoring my faith in humanity, you know? Now, this was an example of Kermit and I experiencing and reacting to something very similarly, but it should be stated, just because you and the person you're dating are both neurodivergent doesn't mean you'll always feel the same during intense social situations. For example,
because you and I both are ADHD people, but we are it's so different. and I didn't really learn that until you and I met, and I started learning about female ADHD and how, like, totally different it is from male ADHD.
For example, my boyfriend Kermit is not of the YouTube sphere, although he does enjoy watching and keeping up with certain creators. But never in a million years did he anticipate being in the same room as Jax Films, Ian from Smosh, Eddie Burback, Michael Reeves, Lily Pichu, and many others, all at once. So at Creator Clash back in April, there were a lot of
He's right behind me, isn't he?
moments. But once we were back in the hotel room, Kermit realized that busy, loud, crowded events like this made him super anxious and overwhelmed. The autistic masking was turned up to like 100, which takes a lot of spoons that he doesn't always have ready. So he requested that next time we go to an event with a high volume of people in my industry he might have to interact with, that we take the day nice and slow leading up to it.
Nice.
That way his social battery would be much more prepared for that level of socializing. Cause he's more of a wallflower, not a social butterfly like I am. So, you wanna know what I did as a loving, caring, healthy girlfriend?
What?
I completely forgot he told me that. And one day, at work, I introduced him to like 10 of my closest friends who are also powerhouse creators in their own right, and when he got quiet, I asked, "Why the
What's
long
wrong?
face, cowboy?"
Yeah, what's
Like,
wrong? This is so strange. I don't understand why are you being quiet right now? It makes no sense. Everything I've learned from being with you all this time has slipped my brain. Yeah, valid. But that, I feel like that's also an autistic thing, is autistic people can momentarily become very selfish and forget all the things that, because this happens with you and I. There's times when I only focus on the cleaning that I have done and I forget about the cleaning that you've done, and then you point it out to me and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot about that.
Why the long face, cowboy? Like, hello, he already told you this. How could you forget? Oh, God help us.
Can we talk about this later?
What? Why later?
I'm so glad she said that because I also have that too. Rejection sensitive dysphoria, and that's a part of my ADHD.
Yeah, you interpret a lot of things as
Not a lot of things.
well, see, you don't want to. That's part of it, There will be so many times you think that I am bothered by something that I'm not at all bothered, like that you're doing, because you're so worried about being rejected that you're trying to like watch out for it at every turn. But it's okay because I love you.
I love you too.
Can we talk about this later?
What? Why later? What's going on?
Please, can we talk about this later?
So later, once we got in the car, he reminded me,
I love you very much, and I don't want to fail in front of a lot of notable people and people that I respect. I respect you a lot, and I want to show the same level of respect towards them as I do you. So
Valid?
I get that. And then, that's where the anxiety comes from.
yeah, and the anxiety is just overthinking the situation when really I should be just engaging and not putting up a mask or not doing...
It's hard though. I get it. It's not like being maskless isn't just because it's like the automatic thing doesn't make it easier than putting up a mask. A lot of the time people put up a mask because it's easier to do that than to fully express themselves, because people who are autistic get judged, you know, by being different in social situations, you know? So it's not necessarily easy. So yeah, it's hard. It's still hard. Whether you're putting up a mask or not, it's going to be hard.
Or not being so autistic.
But you can't help that.
But I can't help it. Oh, it just keeps going. It's overflowing.
No, I get it.
Growing up autistic, especially when everyone has an inkling but you, is difficult. It's strange, it's lonely, and oftentimes it feels like it's all your fault. But it isn't. Just because your experiences differ from others doesn't make you any less cool, any less likely to be happy, or any less lovable. You just have to find the right people who will accept you as you are, as you deserve to be.
Well, my friends, that was very fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Do you want to see more videos like this? Here is actually the first time I ever looked at illymation. You should check it out if you haven't seen it. This is Illy's channel. She's amazing, and I really appreciate all the things she said in these videos. Here's another video of mine that YouTube thinks you will like in particular. I will see you here, or I will see you there. Peace.